And this will complete the rational expressions in equation. So have you chosen? Which one? Because you're going to have to do the other ones. And check the answer. These are the answers. I'll show you whatever you want to pick, and the rest you have to complete by Thursday. What about 8? Very good. So let's do 8 together. And you have to complete the other ones, and please, you have to show them to me. If we have time, we can pick another, of course. So this is 8 from Handout.
Can we do them on a separate sheet of paper, like when we show them to you, or would you prefer to have all the work on there?
Oh, no, separate. In your notebook. You don't have to take the pages out. I just wanted to check and make sure that you're on the right track. 3 over x minus 3 plus 5 over x minus 4 equals x squared minus 20 divided by x squared minus 7x plus 2. So we copied number 8 from the handout.
You want to take a picture?
Oh, yes, of course, of course. You don't need to. All the handouts are posted. All the handouts are in Canvas. Everything. I just didn't have hard copies for... Yes.
It's not plus 2, plus 12.
Did I copy something else?
Oh, yeah, you did. Oh, no.
Oh, yes, of course. Thank you, thank you, thank you. In each class, I delegate responsibility to one student who would have to put up with my copying errors. So at some point in time, one of my students, a couple of semesters ago, said, "I'm done with it. Can you do it now?" Yeah. Good. Thank you. I apologize. So, perfect. What type of equation is this? What have we been doing? Good. Very good. Rational. It's a rational equation. I have to caution you, I consider rational equations one of the most difficult ones, together with maybe radical equations. So I don't take this lightly, and I think it's really a challenging type of problem. Okay, so bear with me. I want to show you my method, and then you choose if you want to switch, fine. If you don't, please do whatever you need. Choose the method you like. Okay, so 3 over x minus 3 plus 5 over x minus 4 minus x squared minus 20 over x squared minus 7x plus 12 equals 0. This is my first step. I highly recommend it. So I moved everything to one side. I have 2 fractions on one side. I have one on the right. So I moved it, and I set that equal to 0. Of course, because there is nothing else left. Remember, each equation has the left-hand side, the equal symbol, and the right-hand side. If you omit the right-hand side, in this case 0, you're changing the equation to an expression and you'll never solve. So be very careful. The next step is I will factor the denominator. These are completely factored. There's nothing I can do there. But how will I factor x squared minus 7x plus 12? The product is 12. The sum is negative 7. Yes, x minus 3 and x minus 4. Do not forget the equal symbol and 0. You have to give me how many restrictions? Exactly. You're going to say x cannot equal and 4. Now you're going to give me what? Nothing new. The only thing that was new, I just moved one term from one side to the other. You're going to give me the, yes, please.
So is the reason they x isn't can't equal 3 or 4 is do you take the reverse of the inverse of whatever the?
Very good question. This cannot be 0. X minus 3 cannot be 0. I have to move 3 to the other side, and I get x not equal 3. Better?
Yeah.
Please ask. Any question, okay? Is that clear, everyone? Perfect. So please give me the least common denominator. Anyone?
X minus 3 and x minus 4.
And I need adjustments for the tops. We can't take the liberty of multiplying the bottom without multiplying the numerator. So what would you multiply the top of the first fraction by? Excellent. And the second one? Excellent. And the third one?
Nothing.
Nothing or
Or
1.
Or 1.
You don't have to write anything, but it's 1. Okay. So this will be x minus 3, and this will be x minus 4. So can anyone dictate the numerator now, the new one? 3x minus 12. Do we all agree with that?
Yes.
Excellent. Plus.
5x minus 15.
Minus. Remember, the negative symbol has to, or negative 1 has to be distributed to everything that follows for that fraction where the minus is in front of. So it's minus x squared and plus 20. Like before, we do what?
Add like terms.
Perfect. So then we have negative x squared, and arrange them in descending order also. Plus 8x. And here we have negative 27 with a positive 20. Say it again.
So how are you saying? Oh, you're just gotcha.
Yes, we have to combine like terms, and we have to present the answer in descending order.
Okay.
Yes,
When you
please.
say descending order, do you just mean like a higher powers?
Yes, yes. So the degree of this polynomial is 2, so I have to start with a term that has x squared. And then the next in line would be a term with x, and then the term without x, which is called the free term. Correct. So now I will factor out negative 1. Or if it's easier, just write 0 over 1. By the way, can I write 5 as 5 over 1?
Yes.
Can I write 0 as 0 over 1?
Yes.
Perfect. Question, why do you think I wrote 0 over 1? Here's why. If I have a over b equals c over d, how is this called? It has a special name because it's a special situation.
Proportion.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Okay, proportion. And why is it so special? Why is the proportion different than any other rational expression or equation?
Because they're equal to each other, so it's like the same ratio.
True. But why is it so special? What can we do with a proportion that we cannot do with anything
Can
else?
we take the terms that are on the bottom, switch sides?
Nope.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Yeah.
Excellent. That's it. A times D equals B times C. Only in a proportion this was allowed, is allowed. Can I do this here? Why can't I just cross multiply here?
3 different terms.
It's not a proportion. A proportion means one fraction on the left, one fraction on the right, and the equal symbol in between. So now I will cross multiply. So this times 1. Top times 1. What is it? Negative x squared plus 8x minus 7 equals this times 0.
0.
Indeed. Every now and then I get a question from my students saying, wait a minute, where did the denominator go? Nowhere. Nowhere. We cross multiply. And the denominator times 0 is 0. Right? Say it again.
I've never like done the over 1 and like cross. I don't know what we did, but we just did it like that.
It's a different method.
Oh, okay.
Use it if you like it. I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 1. X squared minus 8x plus 7 equals 0. And now you will give me the factor form. And what is...
the other way? Would you have to factor the numerator instead?
Yeah, I know. Yes, you could. And then take it from there.
I probably stop.
Yes.
What's the negative 1?
I multiply both sides by negative 1. Remember, no negative leading coefficient. Because it's more difficult to factor. So no negative leading coefficient. If it's an equation, you multiply and get rid of it. If it's an expression, you just pull it out. Okay, so how do we factor x squared minus 8x plus 7? The product is 7. The sum is negative 8. X minus 7, x minus 1. So there are two options, x equals and x equals. Please, yes.
When you did the 0 over 1, you went from like negative x squared plus 8x minus 7, and then how did you get rid of the negative?
Multiplied by negative 1, both sides. So x is 7 and x is 1. My only question is if any or both
If it's not.
are here. Are they? No. So I'll say yes. Both work.
Oh,
That's one of the reasons we state the restrictions.
So if one of those actually equaled,
I will cross it out. I'll say,
I would
sorry,
say, yeah.
it can't be, because from the beginning, the entire equation goes away. It doesn't exist. So that's another very important application of why, or reason why we state restrictions. Okay, I know we have 10 more minutes left. What would you like to do? I don't want to start a new topic. I also have to point out that I am already behind, right? So they suggested only 50 minutes, and I used almost 2 hours. But of course, because we had to talk about syllabus and about other things, so I will have to speed up a little bit. So we used the entire time today, and they only said 50 minutes, according to them. Okay, so what would you like to do? Or we can continue with the distance and the midpoint formula. Or you want another example like this? Okay, please choose another one. We want to look at 4? Yes? I thought I heard 4. Okay, so you want 4. So 4 from the handout. Okay. So 4 is one of the easiest possible ones. Why? Because it's a proportion. Once I move one term to the other side, and you can say, wait a minute, you are changing the rules on us. I said, and the answer is no. This one has only 2 fractions and has 0 on the other side. Why not? Here I will cross multiply, but not before I state restrictions. But this is a proportion already by simply moving, because this was 0. Otherwise, I would have not done that. So you will give me 2 restrictions, and then we'll cross multiply. Perfect. So now can anyone give us the cross multiplication? Very good. I agree. 1 times x squared and 2x minus 2. So this is what type of equation now? Quadratic. We have to set it equal to 0. It's a must. So then we have x squared minus 2x plus 2. However, this equation is not factorable. This polynomial is not factorable. There's nothing you can do. And the only option here is, thank you, quadratic formula. Should I write it?
yes, please.
Okay. So for ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, only in that format, we have x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So these go together. If you don't set up the equation equal to 0, if you don't set it equal to 0, you cannot use the quadratic formula. And the equation in the polynomial has to be in descending order. So therefore, this equation will have x equals negative b. What do I write? 2 plus or minus the square root of. Careful. So this number, no matter what, will always be positive, right? Always positive. Okay, so 4 minus 4 times 1 times 2, so it's times 2 over 2 times a, which is 2. So this is 2 plus or minus. What I would like to do here, yes?
Is it minus 2 over there?
Are we okay?
Yeah.
That's okay. You may see something I don't. I'd rather go back and check. I don't mind at all. Even if it's correct, I would rather go back and check. It's fine. Okay, so what I would like to do here is I would like to factor out the 4. And then I have 1 minus 2, which is -1. So this is 2i. So let me show you how I did that again. So 4 minus 4 times 2. This is what lazy people do. They factor out 4. 1 minus 2. So this is 4 times -1. And this is so much easier. So this is 2 times I. Yes, you can say 4 minus 4 times 2, which is 8. And you get the same thing. It's still 2i. We have to continue simplifying it. So we have 2 over 2. I split it in 2 fractions. Careful. One option is 2 over 2 plus or minus 2i over 2. The other option is to factor out a 2 and simplify. So we get 1 plus or minus I. Any questions on this?
How'd you get the 2i? Like, I know you did the factor thing and the radical, but even if you did it the other way,
Yes. So this is the square root of 4 minus 4 times 2. I show this because I will apply it for other numbers, right? So this is the square root of 4 minus 8, which is the square root of -4. And this is the square root of -1 times the square root of 4. And this is the I, the imaginary number, the imaginary unit. And that's how we get the 2i. Any questions? Any questions? So your first homework is this handout. Finish the other 8 problems. So handout problems 1 through 10 except 4 and 8. And please register in a WebAssign. And please